Welcome to the backstory of the Zellbobian Journey. And there are currently 3 chapters to it. And tonight I'm only going to be reading just chapter 1. So that's this right here. All right, just these 2 and like a quarter pages. And so I hope you like what you hear. This will kind of describe what the Zellbobians are like before they become robots. All right, so a little glimpse into it. So I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Planet Chixt appears to look more and more distant behind all the swirling and thrusting of the Chixt starship. Faster, more intense motion, and the thrust continues to pick up. Planet Chixt is left far behind as the wormhole aids in boosting the speed of the starship Chixt-17. All on board, headed for Planet Zellbob, anxious to begin a new, prosperous, and promising life, feel the intensity of traveling through a wormhole. All 50 privileged passengers are heading for a place in the galaxy that so many only dream about. Images of Zellbob roll across the ceiling as each passenger lay down face up. The images are so sharp the atmosphere seems like it is raining in on them, and they think they feel the effects of climate momentarily. The recruits take it all in. Even the thunderstorms with massive hailstones, momentarily bringing with it some temporary pain. All on board continue to experience the comfortable weather conditions as well as the most severe weather conditions that are present on Zellbob during a typical Zellbobian year. The virtual effects, images, and feeling of the effects are shut off after 15 minutes of these sensations. They refer to this effect as enviro-sensationalism. Attention all future Zellbobian citizens. The following is a presentation of the conditions of becoming a citizen of your new world. You have been selected, as you know, to be a part of the Bobian society because you are the absolute brightest of the brightest. Yes, since you were children, you have been preparing for this day. Don't think that it will be easy. It won't be. Each one of you brings the very best that your former planet Chixt has to offer. You all have common traits, but you all have unique skill sets too. Obviously, the common traits will serve us all well, but the unique traits will prove most valuable to maintain order on our most unique planet. You will be tested monthly to determine your rank. That is why it is urgent that you retain your focus each and every day. Keep in mind, a Zellbobian month is 10% longer than a Chixt month. It will take you some time to attune yourself to the extended daylight, and depending on where you are located, extended darkness. As you know, we are on the leading edge of creating the most advanced technology in our galaxy. We've been to other galaxies and we've seen some amazing breakthroughs there too, but believe me, no one has seen what we have to offer. We want to make a positive difference throughout the universe, but again, it will not be easy. There are forces that are near us that are so evil, it keeps me up at night. Sometimes it will keep you up at night too. You will be tested monthly on the most complex mathematical equations. You will be granted all the time that you need to complete them. Sure, timing is important, but accuracy is most crucial. You must retain 98% accuracy. If you fall below that mark, your rank will be subject to review. Of course, other factors will be considered too. Psychological factors are crucial for each one of our recruits. The testing, conditions of the environment, and many other factors will be brutal for many of you. It's perfectly normal and we all go through it at first. As you progress, you will become robotic. Will you be able to Zelltube with your family and friends on Chixt? Of course you will. Remember the atmospheric exercise that you experienced before this presentation? Yes, you will be able to communicate like that with everybody back home, and it will feel so real. You and your family back home, you will not feel any homesickness, Through Zelltube, you will be able to touch each other just by reaching out to each other, just like you were able to feel the hailstones, the rain, the heat, the wind, and all other forms of weather conditions. This concludes a brief orientation. Each one of you will be briefed personally to determine what your unique skill sets are. Meanwhile, enjoy the ride. Check out Zelltube and all of its features. End of presentation. The crew have been aboard the ship for a few Chixt days, and most everybody on board begins to feel comfortable. Alduin Ni, considered to be one of the top 5 Chixtoans of his planet, is aboard. He meets and greets everyone on board, and he is not at all shy, but many on board are. The next phase of preparations includes a multi-tiered version of chess. This is a group effort where each group will consist of 3 players, and according to rank, the highest ranked player in the group makes the final decision on each move. Alduin briefs his partners as do the leaders of the other 3 groups that will compete on the same platform. This has to be the most universal game ever invented, says Alduin. I've read all the reviews of at least 20,000 editions of this game throughout the cosmos, and believe me, this version is either the most intense or one of the absolute most insane. Alduin's group makes the first move. This version of chess consists of a tower which includes 8 levels. When one group is knocked out, the remaining groups move up 1 level. Each level shrinks in size, giving it somewhat of a pyramid shape. The group at the top wins the game. The game takes several hours and sometimes continues into the following day. Not everyone on board plays, but it is highly recommended as it shows the high-ranking officials that each player has better than average leadership skills. Meanwhile, back on Planet Zellbob, preparations are underway to welcome this new crew. The new recruits are forced to live together in dorm settings where 3 people live together for a month at a time. At the end of that month, each recruit lives with 2 different people than before. Each grouping is carefully planned by high officials to force each individual with completely different personalities and traits to tolerate each other and figure out how to hash out differences. The groups that show least tolerance for each individual is that group, and that group continues to dorm together and often move up in ranks faster because they have so much more adversity to overcome. No system is perfect. Even the most diverse groups continue to have some conflict, but at least they are better equipped to deal with it. The dorms are scrubbed free from any former debris from past recruits. Little robots scour the floors, repaint each dorm with different color schemes, sanitize each and every corner, crevice, and underneath every shelf, bed, cupboard, and all areas that microorganisms can hide. Recruits come in from planets throughout the galaxy, and there is always a possibility of a superbug to contaminate the planet and set back progress. That remains to be a major concern on Planet Zellbob. The dorms are grouped in 6s. There are currently 279 planets that participate in this program. There are 6 groups, and each group represents a planet. Language is not a barrier because all 279 planets support a program where future recruits learn and completely master the Bobian language. Each group learns about the culture of the other 5 groups, and eventually, as there are rotations, each group will fully understand some basic information about all 279 planets involved. Most of the day has passed, and Alduin's and Lachlan's groups remain. The cream of the crop has surfaced, and this is where ranks are determined. Lachlan's group drops a move in on Alduin's group, a move that they planned back at level 2. They found one little flaw in Alduin's strategy and honed in on it during the final moments of the game. Alduin and Lachlan shake hands. Alduin is not a good sport. He was so sure in his mind that he was going to win this match for his group, for his pride. After all, back on Chixt, he was the best chess player on the planet. How could someone from his home planet best him at something that he clearly has always been the best at? Hey, no hard feelings, right? Lachlan says. I know you are the best at this game. I followed you on all of the worldwide tournaments, and I've been studying your techniques for a few years. I knew that if I played by your strategies, I would surely lose. So I adopted a few of my own. With a little luck, it worked out for me. Lachlan knew that he had to say something. He had seen the intensity in Alduin's face many times during tournaments. He knows better than to cross Alduin. No problem, man. I appreciate you being a good sport. Yes, losing is something I'm not accustomed to. You got that right. They both share a laugh, and as is customary on Chixt, the victor lifts the defeated into the air to demonstrate that in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. This is a tradition dating back 5,000 Chixtoan years. As a result, very few fights have ever broken out since. All right, thank you. That is chapter 1, and chapter 2, as this will continue soon. I'll probably post that one probably next week, and I'll have another soundtrack for you too. All right, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.